Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages. Last episode, Maverick reached Symmetry Village, but it was a volcanic mess. So, no one's really living there, but we did find a clue that we should head back to the past. We got these gale seeds that allow us to teleport to wherever there's a seed tree. Doesn't matter what type of seed is at the tree, but we can teleport around. Now we can use our the Harp of Ages to teleport back to the past. And there's people here, but it still looks like it's a fiery wreck. Help! The tuning nut is broken. What? You listen to my problem? Yes. The closer the Black Tower gets to completion, the stranger the city gets. When the tuning nut broke, the city fell out of balance, and the volcano started erupting. The tuning nut is the city's symbol. We dutifully worship this nut. The rules of Symmetry City require that left and right be in perfect balance, but the tuning nut at the center of the city is broken. Symmetry City is all out of balance. If we don't get the tuning nut fixed and put back, Symmetry City will be destroyed by the eruptions. Do you understand? Yes. So I guess it didn't break specifically right down the middle. That line tells us we have to go to Restoration Wall to restore the tuning nut, which is a palindrome, which means that it reads the same forward and back. This is a really long dialogue with this guy. He just sways back and forth, left and right. He only has one dumbbell, but we did this trading sequence, and if you've been following along with this playthrough, you rolled in the trading sequence too, and you would have got the dumbbell off of the lady with the shy dog. And now we can give him the dumbbell. So now he's in symmetry. He'll have a dumbbell in each hand, and he's gonna work out and lift and get all the goals. Although the thing is, like, goals ain't really attractive to the muscles. It's more like you'll just get other guys complimenting you on like how buff and tough you look. When girls don't even, bother talking to you about it. A girl needs patch lives at the top of Restoration Wall. I think he can fix the broken tuning nut, but I could never climb that wall. I've gotten the broken tuning nut as my husband, but he can't climb Restoration Wall. Well, looks like it's up to us. Let's go talk with some of the inhabitants. Huh? The cave entrance, it was covered by lava from the volcano long ago. Maybe if the volcano calms down, you may be able to get in. Well, we'll see the screen to the south when we make our way back this way. Ow, I was injured by a rock that shot out in the eruption. If you want the tuning nut, go see my brother across town. Alrighty, we will do that. So there's the volcano again, still spewing fire. Let's see, the closer the Black Tower gets to completion, the stranger the city gets. When the tuning nut broke, the city fell out of balance, and the volcano started erupting. I want to take the tuning nut to Patch's place, but I can't leave the city alone. This is Symmetry City. Left and right have to be in perfect balance. My brother is too hurt to move, so I can't move either. If one brother goes somewhere, the balance between left and right will be lost. But someone has to go. Hey, you can ignore the rules and leave the city. Can you take the tuning nut to Patch? Yes. Really, thank you. I'll leave this to you. Patch lives at the top of Restoration Wall to the south. After you get the tuning nut fixed, take it to the house in the middle of the city and place it on the pedestal. And then we got the broken nut, although it does look like it's broken symmetrically. But I guess it's not. Looks can be deceiving. Sometimes I hear music flowing down from the mountaintop, but I wonder why. Well, we're gonna find out why in a little bit. Now to get to the patch at the top of Restoration Wall, we're gonna have to be jumping back and forth between the past and the present. But that's going to require a new tune. Goes back to what that person was saying about the he hears music. So right now we can only go from the between time time changes the way the land looks. But that's what the thing said. Something along those lines. We can only travel between ages where there's a time portal. We're about to get another song that allows us to travel even without a time portal, but it's limited to going from the past to the present. The final song we get will allow us to go from the present to the past. So it's almost kind of a throwback, I think, to Link's Awakening, where there were 3 songs on the ocarina. And like that game, you basically, when you select the harp, you get to select which song you want. Just trying to dig up some rupees here. Get some hearts. Now later on we get to close to where Restoration Wall is. I mentioned in the last episode there's a good place to keep summoning Maple. Maverick is lucky he has the Maple Ring, which means he only has to defeat 15 enemies to get Maple to appear. And that's a really great place. Unfortunately, in the last episode you saw, I wasn't able to get the heart piece because it kind of flew into an area on screen that I wasn't able to reach. So what I may end up doing is, between episodes, just doing maybe off-screen and keep summoning Maple to get that heart. We'll see. And here's this guy here. I am Tokei. I research time. After many years of research, I'm one step away from perfecting a tune that lets one move forward in time. But it seems I've hit a roadblock. Echoes produce waves. What could it mean? It means that we need to get our Heart of Ages and play the tune of Echoes. And that will give him the inspiration that he needs to give us the second song, the tune of Currents. That's the tune of Echoes. That's the tone my research lacked. It has answered my remaining questions. Now I can finish my tune. I'm getting flashbacks to Gwildor in Masters of the Universe, the movie, the live-action movie from the 80s. He had the Cosmic Key that could open portals based on the tune that you played. They're apparently in the works of doing a new, like a reboot of He-Man, Masters of the Universe. So now we got, like I said, our second tune. We can play this anywhere, as long as we're in the past. And it'll take us to a corresponding spot in the present. It's kind of like the magic mirror in Link to the Past, where you can go between the dark world and the light world. And just like that one, if you end up using a warp and ending up in a place where you can't be, like you warp into a wall, it'll just kick you back into the past. So let's head on out and we'll put that tune to use. The tune of Echoes, of course, will still be used quite a bit. Because we're going to need that to go from the present into the past. So both things are still useful. I was going to play the tune right here, because playing it here gets us to this spot in the mountain that we couldn't get to earlier, and allows us to collect another piece of heart. We're going to head over here and get another piece of the map uncovered. You gotta jump between, if you want to get like the full map uncovered, you have to jump between the time periods, because like that owl said, time shifts the land. So let's just clear out some map space here. And this place looks suspicious. But there's nothing up here now. You know, dig up some rubies. And we head back. And this is how we're basically going to get through the mountain. Because we're going to run into some roadblocks in the past that will require us to go into the future, go to the present. And then sometimes we run into roadblocks in the present that we can change based on what we do in the past. So it's this is basically like its own little mini dungeon on this section of the game. These levers. See? Now it looks tricky there. You might want to play your Tune of Ages. But the game just puts that there, basically, so if you do play the Tune of Ages, you'll end up being trapped somewhere. So the game is basically teaching you right there, if you're first time playing through that, you know, just because you see a portal doesn't mean that's necessarily going to be effective. So it says, yeah, you gotta look around and study the terrain, and that will determine whether you use a portal or a different current, or a different tune to travel around. So we got Maple again. I don't think I pointed it out, but when you watch her, when she first appears on the screen, or before she appears on the screen, you see the shadow that moves around. That basically tells you the route that she's going to take. So just watch that now, basically tell you, you know, where I need to stand. So this lake right here is flooded. There's a little puzzle coming up. There's a lake on the left and on the right. And you can choose which side is full, just like you can choose which side this vine is going to be on. So right now, the vine and the lake are on the left. Suspicious looking rock. Time for our Tomb of Echoes. So when we go back to the past, we're going to find like a mechanism that will allow us to, you know, drain which side of the lake, and also allows us to push that seed around. So in order to advance, we need to push the seed over to the right, but we still want to have it over to the left, because there's when we drain the lake on the left and make it flow into the section on the right, there's a bomb upgrade that we can get over there. But I just want to show this off real quick here. You have to do the lake draining thing, because over here you see there's a whole bunch of pits, and if you study that area, you'll notice that even if you had Moosh as your animal companion, there are rocks blocking the way, so you couldn't fly over those pits with Moosh. I was gonna try to come down here. Oh, there's rocks blocking the way. Well, once again, jumping through time shifts the way things are, so we're gonna have to jump through time to get past those rocks. Let's push this back over here, because we're going to drain the lake from the left side to the right. And you do this by, there's this little, go out either side of the cave here, depending on which side, and you see that little rock there. So right now the rock is blocking the over to the right. So if you leave the right and push it over to the left, now in both the present and the past here, the lake on the left will be dry, and the area on the right will be flooded. So in the future, it's flooded now, and we can swim over all those holes. So seeing the lake now is on the right. And that same thing happens in the future, or the present, which means the lake on the left is drained, which allows us to access this pond. You don't throw anything into the water. Now we're in Link to the Past. There was we threw something in the water, in a circle of water, and the catfish came out and gave us the Quake Medallion, which is based on like Japanese mythology that earthquakes are caused by this like catfish under the earth. He shakes his tail. Well, no catfish here. Instead, we get this fairy who quizzes us and says, "Hey, did you throw a gold or a silver bomb? If we tell her the truth that we just threw a regular bomb in," she says, "I'd like an honest person," and she will upgrade our bomb bag. So we can carry 30 bombs now. And she's filled up our bag, so that's nice. Now we can head back to the past. So we can head back to the present again. But first you have to push this seedling over. And the lake is now full, so we can swim over all those holes that I showed earlier. Yeah, I like the time mechanics here. It's like a little, like I said earlier, a little mini dungeon on the overworld. There's some good Zelda classics. I know I mentioned that several times. That incorporate like puzzles in the overworld. So this is the area where, like I said, it's really good to summon Maple, because both in this section here, in the present and in the past, you get these areas where there's a whole bunch of Tick-Tites and Moblins that are pretty easy to defeat. So there's 5 there, there's 4 on the screen below, and the same thing in the past. I think there's 3 or 4 on the left, to the screen to the left. So there's a large concentration of enemies here, so it's really easy to just defeat them. And when you warp between the present and the past, enemies will reset. So yeah, if I warped into the past right now, or if there's there's only one enemy, but yeah, say if I go into the past, which I can right here, say defeat 5 enemies in the past, then warp to the present, there'll be 5 more enemies there, and then I can just defeat them, then warp back to the past, and so like I said, a good way to, if you're really farming for that heart container piece. And hey, we got another Maple encounter already. And then once Maple leaves, we can just leave the screen, come back, and you'll see that there's 5 more of those Tick-Tites to defeat. Oh. Uh-oh, well, we lost some stuff, but that's okay. Head back up, look, 5 enemies right there to defeat. So that's, like I said, a third of the way. If you figure the 1 Tick-Tite on the left, the 5 here, and then the 4 enemies down here, you're 2/3 of the way to summoning a Maple just by going through these 3 screens. We'll have plenty of opportunities to summon Maple, so I don't think I'm going to do that off-screen. Unless I get really toward the end of the game and still haven't gotten that piece. So look, here in the past, I know there was those rocks in the present that prevent us from going over this way. Well, now, in the past, there's no rocks, so we can use the Tune of Currents to basically bypass those rocks in the present. And oops, I entered into a place where I ended up in a wall. So, see how the enemies, when you jump between time zones, or time periods, they respawn? So there we go. Okay. Now we can get this treasure chest that we've seen for quite a while. Every time we've gone back into that forest, where those mischievous fairies were. Just has a Gasha seed. Gotta find a bunch of new places to plant Gasha seeds. We seem to be getting, in this, in ages, we seem to get a lot more Gasha seeds, and less places to plant them, where in seasons, there seem to be a whole bunch of soil patches, but we weren't getting seeds often. So this is Restoration Wall. Luckily, when you get hit by the rocks, they don't knock you down, they just take off some health. But this screen in the present is only available if you do this trick right here, where you play the tune from the past to warp here. And there's no other way to get to this thing. But there's nothing there on that screen. But here we are at the top of Restoration Mountain at Patch's place. Let's destroy his pots. He's Patch, he can fix them in later. Finally get the HUDs we needed. I haven't had any visitors in some time. I'm past the restoration group. Do you need me? Nah. You must have time to kill if you came all the way here. But yes, we actually do need him. But he's just make us play this mini game, this restoration ceremony. But we don't have time for that right now. So I'm just gonna save my game here. And that way, if it goes poorly, I can just restart from a save right here. So take care, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next episode where we fix the tuning nut. Have a good day. Bye.